In the dangerous world of contact sports, shit can get hectic.
Slide bounces. He and D'Angelo Hall got started on it.
Oh, he puts his finger right in his face, and let's do it right now. Rat.
Referee's gonna fight it.
Now as athletes, we're all gonna have our fair share of conflict. Because we are all passionate for our sports and shit. We all wanna win, we all train hard in the gym, we all wanna make our family, our friends, our peers proud because we work for this shit. And it's understandable how we can get into conflict sometimes when things don't go our way. And in today's video, I wanna share to you the lessons and my experiences and the encounters with violence I had in my sport. So maybe you can actually take away something so you can actually make better decisions and shit. Why do I actually say so much, but it's annoying. But first, who is the big black buff guy in the fucking screen that I'm looking at right now? If you don't know me, my name is Lube Luntamo. I am a content creator that focuses on young athletes that want to get better at their contact sport, using my lessons and my experiences in my contact sport, rugby, which I play. And I should also mention that my goal of my channel is to improve every athlete both physically and mentally. The sport that I play is rugby, and it's a rather fast-paced, intense, rough, domineering sport. It's one of those sports where you can't just play around, otherwise you get fucked up. I no lie. Come on, man. Wait. Listen. So knowing that, you can imagine how easily just it can make a person when that discipline is gone. So I want to tell you this one time. It was inter-schools and we were going up against a school called Monument Park. Now these guys were tough, bruh. They gave us a fucking hard match. And the longer we played, the more our discipline faded. Like, we were doing some shit. But there's one instance in the field while we were playing where my teammate passed the ball to my other teammate, and he got tackled, and me, I have to defend the ball. I had to rack or clean. I don't know what happened, but I ended up on the floor and he just ended up sitting on me. Yeah, I know he's not supposed to do that, by the way. He's ended up sitting on me for a prolonged amount of time. Okay, it's okay to I wouldn't mind if you were just sitting on me for 1 second or some shit, then you get up. But this guy was sitting on me for a long time, so I just got annoyed and I was trying to push him off. And while I was trying to do that, I just saw his big ass white fist trying to punch me while he was sitting on me. So I was just pissed off and everything, bruh. So I just push him off. Hey, what the fuck are you doing, bruh? I see what you're trying to do. You here over here sitting on me and you wanna punch me in the face while you sitting on me. What cuck are you doing, Aya? So he didn't like this. The big tough guy felt like he was a big tough guy all of a sudden. No? Then he looked at me. I was like, huh? Then I was I was confused, but what you wanna dollar now, Aya? He got up, grabbed me by the arms, grabbed me by the chest, and he fucking threw me in the ground. And I'm like, oh, I wanna play rugby now. That's why a guy wanna do wrestling. If you wanna do wrestling, you can just go at the fucking field and do wrestling. So I stand up, I do exactly the same thing, and we just start tussling. We just start dilating in the field. We just start doing our thing in the field. We are playing a whole different sport now. We are playing a different sport. We are over here playing wrestling, bro. We should be playing rugby, bro. So we are out here, bro, wrestling and shit. He pulled me down, I pulled him down. Yo, bruh, I don't know. I happened so fast, so quick. I wanted to walk away at some point, but he just came to me and it's what the fuck? But my coach, he stopped the fight. I still remember discreetly. He had a smirk on his face, he was holding in a laugh. What the fuck? There's nothing to laugh at here, bruh. This guy wanna fuck with me, fuck. Emotions were high. The game was intense, and when things like this happens in the game, in sports, you actually realize how thin the line is between controlled aggression and actual violence. And there were also other instances I remember during that game where this other white bro was crashing out at my other two teammates, Dave and Ethan. That guy was just a crash out. And he was yelling and screaming at my other teammates, talking about some silly stuff and shit. And I still remember when this white guy just crashed out, at them. Like he wanted to fight, bruh. He was all red and shit, looking like a fucking crab. Wait, listen, he was just crashing out, waving his arms. He was like this. Come on, call me so. Yeah, you fuck. I don't know, bruh. And then I also heard from them that they were hitting him. They were hitting him with a fucking elbow. And they were tripping him and shit. Like, what the fuck? Shit like that happens. You must know that things just get personal real quick. Discipline's gonna fade. We ended up losing that match 60-0. And I can still remember this other time we were playing against Jan van Riebeck, a school in Cape Town. And there was this other big ass prop that I was going up against. You know, these props keep trying me, but I'm not gonna lie to you. Fuck. The first instance was in the scrum. I didn't really know how to scrum. I was still new to this rugby shit. So I ended up pushing his stomach when I was supposed to push like in his shoulder. So he called me some names I didn't like. Another time we were scrumming against each other and the scrum collapsed. Basically we both fell down. He got up, and while I was trying to get up, he takes his big ass hand, pushes it on the ground, bruh. And I remember, bruh, the rage that was fueling inside of me. Like, yo, I just like look at that man go up, and he was just smiling while I was walking away. And I just remember, bruh, I wanted to so bad get the fuck up and push this guy right then. He was bigger than me, but I don't give a fuck, bruh. The rage was so much. I wanted to get up and push this guy, but then I couldn't because, you know, it's kind of illegal. I would have gotten out of the game. Could have gotten a red card and everything. And what makes this worse, what made me angry was this was in front of my school, like where my school was sitting. So they saw all of that, but on my own school on home ground. So that's the thing that pissed me off, man. Fuck, that's the thing that pissed me off. Look, imagine you on your home ground in front of your school, like sitting there, your teachers and students and learners, and some random guy come here and puts your head hit on the ground while you trying to get up. Wouldn't that piss you off? You can't blame me now. Wait, no, bruh. So I just took a moment and breathed, bruh. I just got my discipline back before I did something not nice, something like a silly, you understand? And I still remember this one other time we were playing against a school called Steinville. And these people wanted to try my teammates so much that they wanted to talk like a cock in the scrum. You see, also another instance in the scrum when we were playing against that school called Steinville. My friend, my teammate, he was a hooker called Suleiman. And you know a hooker, he can't really defend himself. And you know a hooker, if you know rugby, you know that a hooker in the scrum doesn't have access to his arms because they're wrapped on the two props that are next to him. So this makes him vulnerable to, you know, other people in the scrum clapping him, you know. Even swat the other man's mother was like, yo. It's like discipline just fades when you're angry. It just fades. Violence and the high emotions and the testosterone spiked up and the adrenaline really makes a person just. And in the heat of the moment, a person can lose control. And then I also heard from them that they were hitting him. My teammates tagged 2v1 him, I swear. My other teammates, like, they were 2v1 him and they were hitting him while they were in like the scrum and shit. They were hitting him with a fucking elbow and they were tripping him and shit. Like, what the fuck? When shit like that happens, you must know that things just get personal real quick. You know, discipline's gonna fade and emotions are high. We ended up losing that match 60-0. And I can still remember this other time we were playing against Jan van Riebeck, a school in Cape Town. And there was this other big ass prop that I was going up against. You know, these props keep trying me, but I'm not gonna lie to you. The first instance was in the scrum. I didn't really know how to scrum. I was still new to this rugby shit. So I ended up pushing his stomach when I was supposed to push like in his shoulder and everything. So he called me some names I didn't like, but I just I was angry. But you know, I calmed down and shit. Another time, we were scrumming against each other and the scrum collapsed. Basically, we both fell down. He got up, and while I was trying to get up, he takes his big ass hand, pushes it on the ground, bro. And I remember, bro, the rage that was fueling inside of me. Like, yo, I just like look at a man go up, and he was just smiling while I was walking away. And I just remember, bro, I wanted to so bad get the fuck up and boost this guy. I didn't. He was bigger than me, but I don't give a fuck, bro. The rage was so much. I wanted to get up and boost this guy, but I know that. But then I couldn't because it's kind of illegal. I would have gotten out of the game. Could have gotten a red card and everything. And what makes this worse, what made me angry was this was in front of my school, like where my school was sitting. So they saw all of that. Look, imagine you on your home ground in front of your school, like sitting there, your teachers and students and learners, and some random guy come here and puts your head on the ground while you trying to get up. Wouldn't that piss you off? You can't blame me now. So I just took a moment and breathed, but I just got my discipline back before I did something not nice, something like a silly, you understand? And in the heat of the moment, a person can lose control, either from frustration, ego, pressure, or even desperation. Once shit does happen, it's gonna affect you. It's gonna affect the game. It's gonna affect your reputation. It's gonna affect the legacy of your school or whatever you're trying to represent. Here's what a lot of athletes don't understand, and that's that violence, it's not strength, it's not toughness, and it's not something you should be proud of. I know it might look like it, you know, when somebody does something to another person and that person does something even more violent to that person. It's easy to look up at that person that's more violent. If you ever thought about it, the best athletes, they're not the ones who start shit, because they are the ones that actually have shit to lose. The best athletes are the ones who stay calm under pressure. And that's all, and that's a universal fact. The best athletes are the ones who stay calm under pressure. And if you want to be a good athlete, damn near the best, you need to know how to control your fucking emotions. Because if you can't control that, you can't control the game, and you won't be able to really perform your best. But when you do get into these conflicts and you do have these emotions inside of you that you do want to get out, but you can't, because, you know, violence and everything, I want you to use a reset routine. Now, a reset routine is basically like something that you do to calm yourself in the moment so that you don't do anything reckless. So number one is a 3-step reset where you breathe in for 2 to 3 seconds, one slow deep breath in through your nose, long exhale through your mouth. Number 2 is physically letting the moment go, like dropping your shoulders, shake out your hands, or turn away briefly. This cue basically tells your body that it's over, the situation is done, that you can move on now. Number 3 is refocus by saying a short phrase in your head like next play, stay sharp, or I'm good. I personally do like using this because there's a lot of times when you can really get angry. Top athletes like Novak Djokovic and LeBron James don't waste energy on mistakes. They rest fast, because if they don't, performance is going to degrade fast. This routine works because it trains your brain to reset fast as well. The first takeaway you should get from this video is that control is your biggest weapon. If you can't control your damn emotions, how the fuck are you gonna control the game? How are you gonna actually control whether you perform good or not? Number 2 is that respect is your protection. Respect your opponent, respect the referee, respect your coaches, respect the rules as well. Number 3, know the difference. As a contact athlete, you should be able to know the difference between being reckless and being aggressive. And if you can't distinguish between those two, chess is not gonna go well for you in the game. And you're gonna find yourself really struggling to focus the whole time, and your performance is really gonna get hindered, you understand? Number 4 is that your future matters most. One single bad decision of indiscipline and it'll cost you opportunities, scholarship, teams, and your reputation, as well as your safety too. But honestly, sometimes shit's gonna happen, bro. Not gonna lie, shit's gonna happen. Some in the heat of the moment, in the heat of the moment, when shit does happen and something is said or something is done, shit's gonna happen. Maybe you're gonna get so jazzed that you end up doing something, and everything that I told you in this video will go out the fucking drain. But the one thing that you should keep in mind, that every time you make a mistake, every time you lose that discipline, every time you just get too angry, every time you make a mistake that you do regret, that you must learn from it. You know, think to yourself, what could you could have done better. Think to yourself, what could you have done better, and the next time that the same thing happens to you, you handle it better. Sometimes, things just happen. Okay, sometimes you're gonna get angry and everything, and I don't blame you. This is the world of contact sports. Shit can happen. Emotions run high, intensity, pressure, aggression, and the stakes are fucking high. People are watching, and shit can get hectic. Shit can happen. But one thing that you need to know is, like I told you earlier, that you need to just think to yourself, how can I be better next time? That's gonna make all the difference. So I'm saying to you that you should reflect. So please reflect on your mistakes. So when shit happens and shit gets hectic, and you do something not so very nice, or you say something not very nice, and your discipline goes, you should reflect on your mistakes so you can get better next game, in the next play. But just because violence is in your sport, or you encounter a lot of violence, but just because violence is in your sport and you encounter it often, that doesn't mean that you should get discouraged, because everything good, like your sport, will have a bad side to it. See, me, I love rugby. I love my sport. I love my sport. But I also know that I'm also going to have to deal with people taking me for a gat in the scrum. People talking shit about me. People, props trying to put my head down in front of my school, in the grass the whole time. I'm going to have to deal with that cuck. And that's just rugby. That's just the contact sport I play, and I'll love it either way. Every single contact sport will involve and I want you to also know that every single contact sport will involve some kind of violence, physically or verbally. I want you to remember that your calmness is a reflection of your discipline, and your discipline is a reflection of yourself and what you want for your team. So I'm gonna leave you with that, and if you want more from me, please consider supporting this channel, because I really, really want to make this content shit work, but I know like and yeah, leave a like, subscribe, and comment what I should change in the next video.